Right now, I just want to take us through the skill sets that you should have as a project management professional. And I know we've taken some time. The aim was to always keep it to no more than 2 hours. There'll be no need for a break. I know it's been quite long, but just stay with us and we'll soon be ending. With the skill set, I'll just sort of move through this very quickly. Project management skills are important, and I will look at them from two dimensions. I know when we start to talk about skills, for a lot of you, you're thinking it's technical skills. Oh dear, I need to be technical. No. In the beauty of project management is that it leverages already existing skill sets. So that, for example, we'll look at the technical dimension just now, but also look at what we call the soft aspects. So project management leverages two dimensions to skills. Your already existing ones are reusable. All your leadership skills, communication skills, all those skill sets that are soft to you, negotiation skills, your ability to lead people, team working, collaboration, all of this. We'll look at them shortly. But you see, don't always think about project management from a technical standpoint alone, because it's a mix of technical and soft skills. In fact, I will argue that if your soft skills are very good, you'll be very good technically, because then you can pick up the technical aspects very well, and it also means that your people relationship is also going to be sound around the team working and collaboration and adaptability to sort of really be flexible, and as well as emotional intelligence, which we'll look at shortly. So I'm just going to go through the technical ones very quickly. And it's just, when you look at it, I talk about project setup, a lot of which we've laid the foundation for around your scope and around your project setup aspects, what you must know, making sure you're able to mobilize your team, making sure you have your project initiation documents in place. And then the next piece of skill set I'll talk about is planning and scheduling. Very important. You need to be able to use planning tools. A lot of this you will not learn today, because otherwise we will not complete. A full project management training will take, we are talking days. So we do ours over 3 weekends when we run it in Ostrotech, including a 4 to 6 weeks project, live project, and scenario-based projects that you could work on to help you get hands-on practical experience. A lot of times I'm involved in this. We have mentors that are very sound. All our mentors are project managers. And guess what? They came from this process. We have about 6 of them. 1 is on maternity, and we have 5 that are still available and working, including a business analyst that was supported and coached by myself, who now also mentors for us to sort of really support the students. So what you would see here is the skills that we're talking about are skills that we've already mentioned as part of the whole discussion today. We have project governance. This is really focuses on all of those things that you put in place for effective control and coordination. Is what you do with your organization structure, is what we do with a project board being there as a decision and direction provision body. It's everything you do to sort of ensure the successful control of your project to achieve success. And then we'll look at risk and issue management. This is very important. When you look at the project lifecycle, and when we talked about it, I talked about the need to mitigate risk and issues, nip them in the bud to ensure they do not jeopardize your project delivery. This is a very important skill set. You will create registers, you identify risk, you agree mitigation actions, you agree owners, a lot of aspects included in all of these skill areas. Then including change management and control. You see, when you have your project, changes to project artifacts, changes to project deliverables are usual, must be done authorized. You cannot just haphazardly implement changes on a project. That is not acceptable. They must be authorized, and that is the benefit of the change control process. There are a lot of other skills you must have to include project documentation, development, and control. We've talked about the business case, project initiation document. Somebody asked a question, I want to address it. Oh, I thought the project initiation document is the project charter. For the Americans, they say project charter based on PMP. For us in the UK, we say project initiation document. It's just the same thing. Or some people will say statement of works. I've done this work over 15 years. I know how they are both applied. And guess what? When you come into a training session with Ostrotech, a lot of these things we address. One of the things I want to say is that what you benefit from is the years of experience, 15 plus years of experience, hand holding you, guiding you, interview preparations at no cost, making sure you can achieve success. And we have many. You'll listen to some of the success stories shortly. Project reporting and finance management is also important, stakeholder engagement, and then meeting facilitations. There is no way you lead projects without meetings. You have a lot of meetings, project team meetings, project board meetings. You have workshops. It can be requirement gathering, it can be planning workshops, it can be risk workshops. There are a range of meetings that happen in the project environment. And it's just to say where you have meeting facilitations is also think of them also from the standpoint of some workshops you will have as well. And then the application of methodologies. You need to have the knowledge and application of methodologies. And don't start to be under pressure. See, a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. You need to start ground up. You will not know everything in one go. If it's Prince 2 you've learned, apply your Prince 2. Know it well. If it's PMP you have studied, know your PMP, go with that journey. If you take a Scrum Agile certification, go with that and start to build on it. But for me, I always recommend starting with the traditional methods reflective of waterfall, sequential methodologies like Prince 2 first, and then layering on top of those the more agile, flexible methodologies, because that way it sort of makes sense when you do your agile training. The soft skills, I've talked about them already. It's your leadership, it's collaboration, team working and building, communication, conflict management and resolution. Just to say about conflicts, it's not about fighting. I think for a lot of people, when you hear conflicts resolution and management, you're thinking, oh, people are fighting. No, it's just sometimes areas of disagreement within your project around maybe your scope definition. Someone is not agreeing, you want to resolve it. You want to ensure there is clarity. Negotiation is not always about buying something. We can negotiate for time, the time when something could happen. And that ability to influence people as part of your negotiation skill is also important. You see, a lot of these things will be shaped and sharpened over time. But I promise you, training, coaching, mentoring is one of the good ways to sort of achieve success with a lot of these things. And then active listening, diplomacy, motivation, problem solving, attention to detail, and influencing. For particularly influencing is important when it comes to stakeholder engagement, and it's emotional intelligence, being self-aware, being environment aware, catering for other people's emotions as well as yours, and thinking about the corrective actions that will help you interact better with other people in your work environment. Very, very important. In fact, sometimes you soon find when people are coughing in a work environment, they are coughing for a reason. And it's about being able to pay attention to the cue that different people, based on their emotional vibes and energy, are giving you around how to help you succeed. Helping you, they can give you a cough, they could cough sometimes to help you understand that's the senior you're talking to. Be careful. And it's that kind of thing. And so really paying good attention to environments, as the case may be, to sort of help you achieve great success in a project environment. One of the things I want to look at is just tools. And from the standpoint of tools, you see, in the project management world, I'm going to assure you now, if you just Google, just do it now, project management tools, the list is endless. Trust me, there are some tools that I've never touched, I have never used. Even in the same organization, a team could be using Jira and you will not be using Jira. A team could be using Azure DevOps and you will just not be using it because it takes a lot of skill to acquire expertise and proficiency in tools. Now, this is it. I always keep it simple, basic when it comes to tools. I will push you first to your Microsoft Office tools, your Word, your Excel, your PowerPoint and Outlook for emailing, for meeting arrangements and organization. Okay, and then your Word, Excel, PowerPoint will be useful for presentations like this from PowerPoint, Excel for your financial management, Word for different other documentation like your PID and your business case. And there's the planning tools. Microsoft Project is one of the more important ones I will suggest and recommend. Everyone must learn, and we cater for this as part of our planning and control training. So what you find is there's also Oracle Primavera P6 is also a planning and scheduling software. All of these planning tools, these are the two main ones I'll push you to. There are other ones, okay? But Microsoft Project is the main one. I'll say just make sure you get a hang. Guess what? Every other planning tool in the market adopts that same principle. They work to the same principle. You will enter task, you will link your task, you will have summary tasks, you will have project summaries and outlines, different ways, and you track critical parts, you manage dependencies, all of that within the same planning tool. You want to be able to assign resources. All of those tools do the same thing. And then collaboration tools. This is very important. It's Microsoft SharePoint, Microsoft Teams. There are a lot of them. There's Google Drive. You know, there's OneDrive also from Microsoft. There are different collaboration tools for document management, for meeting facilitation and organization, like Zoom, for example, is another meeting tool that you have now as we are using. So there are different tools, but keeping it simple, start from the basic ones for some of the easily accessible ones. I promise you, the principle they work to is the same. Now, you see all these tools I've listed here. You'll be amazed how easy it is to learn them on YouTube. If you went to YouTube now, type Word for beginners, easy to learn. Excel for beginners, it's also there. PowerPoint for beginners, all available. Pick a decent, well-followed author or trainer and just you can see that the number of views and followers is high and subscribers. Just go to that channel and follow that person and listen to their sessions without paying anything. Sometimes that's how you just do it. I've done that many times to learn tools, and I'll give you that for free. So any other IT tool, Jira, Confluence, Trello, Asana, there are also portfolio project management tools, really for enterprise-wide project management. From a program and portfolio perspective, giving the business a view of all the projects and programs and within the organization to sort of just ensure they can track, they can monitor performance, etc., etc. And those tools are really quite good. Let me be honest with you, you cannot know every tool they want. Don't put the pressure on yourself to try to know everything. I've done this in many years, and one of the things I try not to do is scare you. Anyone, remember, if anything you take away from here, anyone can achieve anything.